You are now listening to The Backseat Critics, the movie review podcast.
And welcome back to The Backseat Critics. My name's Andrew. And we have a guest.
And I'm back for another one.
Yeah, we got Andrew as well.
That's right.
Andrew and Andrew.
That's right.
And we're reviewing 1982's Dark Crystal.
Love Dark Crystal.
Interesting movie.
First time for me watching this one.
Second time? Maybe third for me. This movie's like a fever dream to me. So it's have I seen it 5 times? Have I seen it 20 times? I don't know.
Yeah, it was a different movie. It kind of had this eternal vibe to it where you could kind of like jump in at kind of any time. Bizarre movie, really bizarre movie. And kind of looking into the movie a little bit, it wasn't very successful when it came out, and kind of seeing it with today's eyes, I can kind of see why.
It took a lot of weird chances.
Yeah.
It's a Jim Henson movie that feels closer to I brought this up several times, but like a Never Ending Story or like Gremlins, or it was just like much darker. And I mean, we literally have characters just dying and being stabbed and stuff like that, which you don't typically see in the Muppets.
Yeah, and there's like corrupted vultures,
right,
with these gaudy outfits.
Yeah, you've got these beetles that are like scurrying about, just like, I guess, kidnapping people, smashing through walls like the Kool-Aid Man. All
these made up little critters, and no humans
to be
seen.
That was part of the marketing for this, was that there was no humans. It was the first movie without humans that wasn't an animated movie.
I don't know how I feel about that. Like that kind of takes away like something to identify with someone. Instead, I have to identify with someone who has like
a weird mousy face.
Mouth, yeah, and like
ears?
deer ears or something,
right,
that he has. Hard to identify with some of the characters, but it's oddly satisfying, I think.
It's fun.
Yeah,
it's fun. But before we get too far into it, I actually want to throw we usually do a minute-long summary. I want to throw that to you.
Whoa. Okay. 1 minute summary. I feel like I have to use like all these made up words. You know, there's they're Gelfling. What is it? The
Gelfling?
The Gelfling. Yeah.
Gelfling. Yeah.
So there's this one Gelfling who is set in motion to fulfill the prophecy of this dark crystal, and it's mysterious, where this Gelfling has to confront the what were they called? What were these vultures called?
Skeksis.
The Skeksis. Has to confront the Skeksis before the 3 sons meet.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's so mysterious.
It's so prophecy laden.
Yeah, it's so
You've got 4 seconds left.
Oh, I totally failed this one.
You're good.
That was just verbal diarrhea there, trying to describe some modern folklore. But I think that's what it is. It's some reimagination of some folklore stories.
That's kind of how it feels. It feels very mythical.
Yeah,
kind of in a weird way, like maybe not mythical, but like it feels like a old Hans Christian Andersen type fairy tale. Like it's got that kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Just because it is so dark, but it's like there's, you've got the hero going out to save the day. You've got like the typical beats of just a normal hero story. But then you've just got, like Hans Christian Andersen, you've got the kind of like messed up side of it. You've got the, what's your name? Kiwi?
Oh, it was Kira.
Kira.
Yeah.
That was gonna be like my fifth guess. You have her just being like just stabbed in the back. You have the dog being like kicked off the edge,
Thrown in the pit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You've got the little Muppet dudes marching across the desert, and one of them just fades from existence, and they're just like, all right.
Yeah, and you got MK Ultra with this dark crystal,
Yes.
like
Lobotomizing.
turning the brains into mush
Yeah.
for some weird liquid to drink.
Wait, was that a plot point in Princess Bride? Am I misremembering
Oh, it's
that?
been too long since I've seen Princess Bride. I don't know.
There's a weird like laboratory, and they were like they had some like age dial or something like that, and they had what's his face like. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I it's been so long since I've seen it.
Dang it, dude.
Yeah, I know. I'm letting you down on this one.
Yeah, I
but,
sent you a list of movies to like.
You know, this is maybe the stupidest example I could come up with. It's from maybe Super Mario Bros. The live action when they have the de-evolution effect where you could go forward or back in time.
Yeah, that's right. Because they're all dinosaurs, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
God, that was a bad movie. Also, previous episode.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, hey, you know, dinosaurs were the villains in there.
Yeah.
We just chose vultures for this one. This one. Yeah.
So usually I throw out like a little quiz question.
Okay, I'm ready.
We're going to circle back to it.
Yeah.
Like the answer at the end. So Jim Henson's inspiration for the visual aspects of the film came around 1975 or 76 after he saw an illustration in a 1975 edition of someone's poetry showing crocodiles living in a palace wearing elaborate robes and jewelry. Who was the writer?
Who was the writer of that?
Who's the writer of that?
Oh my goodness, I have no clue. I mean, it kind of sounds like something out of heavy metal, maybe like a heavy metal magazine.
I could see that.
But
Poetry?
Poetry?
Yeah, it's a book of poetry.
Oh, okay.
But one of the illustrations showed crocodiles living in a palace wearing elaborate robes and jewelry.
Interesting.
It's a famous author, if that helps.
Oh, okay.
Of similar kind of trippy aesthetics.
I need some help on this one. I need a phone a lifeline.
What's the time? That's probably the best help I can give you.
I don't know. I'm drawing a blank on this one here.
We'll circle back to that.
Yeah, okay.
We'll circle back to that.
Yeah.
But what so in the movie we've got like 5 different like species.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's your favorite like kind of design for this? Like just speaking visually.
Yeah, you know, I think the vultures, the Skeksis look great. You know, all their outfits were really unique. Like they didn't repeat a costume for the Skeksis, which I really liked. I also think the weird stilts characters were
I forgot about those guys.
They were hideous.
Yeah.
But it was a unique design with like their little, I don't know, tendrils coming out of their mouth.
Did you ever see Tusk?
Oh yeah. Now I don't like those. Yeah.
That's what I kept thinking of whenever I saw their faces. I'm like, it's just Justin Long.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I hate that you called those guys out. I was like already like trying to forget those. Just trying so hard. But you like the Skeksis though?
Yeah, I thought the Skeksis were cool, especially it was maybe the one of the opening scenes where he like disintegrated.
Oh, I thought that was like crumbles away and stuff. Yeah,
I thought that was really cool. And I also thought, you know, I'm really avoiding your question. Is really what I'm trying to do as best
totally
I can. Well, especially with this answer is when it's not Kira. What's the
Jen?
When Jen does
the guy, right?
Well, it's Kira's the girl.
Yeah.
When she starts calling all the other little critters, there were all these unique little animals, which I thought was really cool, and it really fleshed out the environment. Like it made it like seem. It wasn't just like, oh, there's these 3 race of creatures. It was this whole like universe fully thought of, and I thought that was really cool. So to dodge your specific question, I'm saying everything.
So no, you're actually totally fine, because I actually forgot about that scene, because that is one of the aspects I do love about this, is like the variety of like little critters. But there's an earlier scene in the movie where they're doing like just a bunch of establishing shots of like a swamp or marsh. And there's like the rocks or pebbles that like were started breathing. There's the little grassy hill that like ate something. But there are like so many just like one-off characters that's like, oh, I could just imagine like the person that made that being like, oh, you know, I made this kind of lobster looking bug thing that was out of focus in the bottom right corner of the frame for 2 seconds. But like, I love that just because like it adds so much to just the depth of the movie, and just makes it feel lived in rather than like a stage play.
Yeah, and it felt like there was like care put into it, where you can maybe see that in some movies where it's a throwaway scene, but you could tell they put so many hours into just this one movement or just this one creature, where it has no stake on the story at all, but it's just there to capture your attention. And I think the movie does a good job of holding your attention through this mysterious like nothing makes sense.
No,
you know, it's like,
what are the rules to this place?
Exactly.
They don't give you any of that.
There's no safety in this movie, which I think makes it perceived as such a dark movie. Because you just don't know.
You just don't know what's going to happen.
What's allowed? Oh, Kira all of a sudden can fly.
Right.
Yeah.
I was going to actually go back to like the amount of like detail and care that went into like so many of the sets, because it's such a great contrast to some of the matte paintings and shots that they did where it looked like it was painted on an MS Paint in like 2 minutes flat to have some bats fly by. You know the shot I'm talking about.
Yeah, we'll avoid that one.
There was a few shots like that where I'm like, this is a little ticky tacky.
Sure.
And then there's like others were just like fantastic, beautiful like matte paintings and stuff like that. And you could tell like there's either a set piece or a landscape piece, and then they just had a matte painting, put over the back, which just killed. And it's usually when I don't remember the race of them. Pardon my pause. The Mystics. We're just like trudging across the landscape and stuff like that. Some of the best shots are of them just going across the landscape and just like seeing the mountains in the background, or seeing the Skeksis little, flugel. I don't know. The castle there.
Yeah. Floop's Castle 2.0. Yeah.
So like some of the best matte paintings there, and then you just cut to the bats, of course. But no, to actually circle back to the question a little bit too. I loved the Mystics. Because I felt like they were the same kind of way. They did have a little bit more uniform look, but also like seeing the weird like stitching patterns and stuff like that on their like the clothes, like where it's like a spiral, and it's like that's totally unnecessary.
Yeah.
But like I love seeing just like that level of just unnecessary detail going into something, because for a society that's going to be lived in and not something that's necessarily made for the audience, it's like, yeah, that's something that someone would probably like stitch up for whatever gross looking creature like that they were like yeah, sure, they probably are bored. They're going to stitch some weird like patterns into their clothes and stuff like that. That makes sense for them. It doesn't feel like it's made for us.
Yeah.
And that feels nice because it builds on that. It's a lived in place.
Yeah. And even though I said that the universe doesn't make sense, the design tries to make sense. And what's her name? Agora?
Oh,
what was it? She's kind of this soothsayer, mystic.
She's got like one little curly horn on a side. Yeah. Well,
I'll just say, we don't have any visuals here on this podcast, but just look at that creature and you go, that's interesting that they added that detail in there. I'll just throw that out there.
Yep. Yeah.
Maybe a little too realistic.
Somebody had an extra like day, and they're like, I have some raisins.
Something.
It was
Without being too specific, but even like I noticed she had like this like nasty curly like pinky nail.
like a Coke nail.
Yeah, like something. Yeah, something.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, and it was
I didn't
like
even notice
it
that.
was, yeah, and so that's just a testament to these character designs that you could just focus on everything but the story and what they're talking about and go look at what they did.
These little details and stuff like that. Yeah. What's your kind of like favorite part? Like if you were to take like a scene, a vignette, like something like that, like what are you going for?
Yeah. I think being within the castle, the Skeksis castle was just really cool. It was just a really cool set.
Yeah.
And it was definitely the main set. Just kind of this
giant, spent so much time on
this
that
giant room. I think the Skeksis set was really cool, and there were these cool, hues and purplish pinkish kind of glows in there. And I mean, even some of the foliage, like you kind of mentioned, the rocks kind of moving, like it was a collage, like nothing was really left open. There wasn't any like empty space.
Yeah. No, that place was like packed with detail.
Yeah.
But was there like a scene or anything there, or is it just like that final?
I don't know. Maybe I really like the Skeksis crumbling in his own bed. I mean, that was an important scene.
That was a huge scene.
Yeah,
that kicked off the whole story.
Yeah, I mean, it was like a cool effect, and you see all these vultures circling their prey, going
just waiting for him to croak.
Yeah, wanting him to croak so that way they get their turn to take the scepter.
Yeah,
I thought that was the most symbolic, like in terms of the imagery and the scene. I thought that was a really really well done scene for the movie, and it you could have no dialogue in that scene, and I think you could kind of
get what's happening,
gauge what's happening. Yeah,
I think that movie also that scene also works as just kind of like a microcosm for the whole movie, where you've got all these guys just waiting around for this one person to die. And he pops his head up and he's like, I'm not dead yet. And then like, which is like kind of goofy and weird. And it's also like kind of dark and twisted because they're literally just waiting for this guy to die. And then he does. And like, it's kind of goofy. It's kind of off kilter, but it's also like very dark.
Yeah.
And I think that works well to kind of reflect the whole movie.
Yeah. I mean, I mean, maybe I'm applying this too much to human endeavors, but that's like,
have you waited around for someone to die like that?
Well, some people do. Some people go, when my relative kicks the can, I'm taking their stuff, and that was kind of
I gotcha. Okay.
Little human vibe to the Skeksis.
We're all wondering where RJ is right now.
He's in the basement. He's locked in the basement.
He's locked in the basement. I actually really enjoyed I'm a sucker for bar scenes. Just because you get kind of the vibe, the culture of the place, whether it's just like the music or just the interactions between characters that aren't crucial to the story. And so the bar scene here, whether or not we're going to call it a bar, it was a bar that was filled with smoke. They're having drinks. Right. It's a bar. Like I just love that.
Yeah.
Just because like you see these different interactions between like different people in the background. You see someone just dancing like a marionette puppet, like out on the floor. You hear some music going. Like you just, again, it's just, to me, that's like world building a little bit. So I always like when movies do that a little bit, whether it's like Star Wars with the famous cantina scene.
I kept thinking about the cantina scene.
Yeah. I would say like Raiders of the Lost Ark, when he first goes to is it Istanbul, and he goes into the into the bar there, and it's just like a vibe, and he's just kind of like searching around, like where's his contact and stuff like that. The scene where he like confronts one of the Nazis, and like everyone in the bar just shuts up and points a gun at Indy, like that scene.
Yeah.
So something about that type of vibe in a movie, just like it just kind of sets like, here's what the environment is like.
Yeah, yeah. I think you know, there was this big difference of, this kind of the Skeksis versus the Gelfling and the Mystics and some of the other races, and it was a good like break from the darkness, kind of like, hey, how can we be merry and party and have fun?
Hell, even the Lord of the Rings we were talking about, Lord of the Rings, the bar scene there, at the Fellowship of the Ring, the first one, they're all dancing, getting drunk, stuff like that. Like, it's just, again, nothing that's crucial to the plot. You're seeing interaction between characters that aren't, I mean, they're there, but they're not necessary.
Yeah.
It's nothing that's really driving the plot forward. It's just, we're going to vibe.
Yeah, I
like that.
I do too, and I think it's kind of a human thing. I think they almost maybe had to put in some like couple degenerates at the bar gambling their mortgage payment. Of
course,
I
guess my kids aren't eating this week.
Yeah, because I mean, again, with the movie is just kind of no rhyme or reason, and it's kind of good to see, some little
pockets,
fledgling. What are the blowing off some steam? At the end of his 9 to 5. Yeah.
I wonder what people do here for work, other than just like build houses, I guess. But like, what is the commerce here?
Yeah, I want to know what are the contractors like? Building the castle. What do they look like?
Do they have plumbing?
No, they probably just went through MK Ultra with the Dark Crystal, they probably built it, and we probably mutated a couple scorpion hybrids and made them our security guards.
Oh, there we. Oh, yeah. I forgot about the crab guys.
Yeah,
that's also solid outfit.
Yeah. I want that costume. That'd be a hilarious costume.
100%.
Yeah.
I love that. There's just, they've got like 10 legs just dangling off of them, but you just see the actors' legs they're doing like a crab walk underneath it.
Right.
Like, come on, guys. But they're such a cool looking character because it's just a black silhouette with like a couple of like glowing eyes.
Yeah.
Very Jawa-esque, a little bit more intimidating, not much, but a little bit.
It was effective though. It was simple and effective, because I think there was a scene where the main character is kind of in the dungeon of the castle.
Where he falls down.
Yeah, and then you see the eyes glow.
Yes.
Like that was a great
and they all
scene.
Step into the light, and it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. That was a really cool scene. Yeah,
that was an awesome scene. Sorry, I'm going to let some dead air go here as I think of something else to say, because I can't think of anything.
You're good.
Were there any points that you wanted to hit on, or?
I think I was just really wondering what the messages were, and maybe I'm looking too deep into it, because watching the movie, it was a dark movie, and it was hard for me to say like this is a movie for kids.
Yeah.
And when you kind of look at the themes, it was very weird that the Mystics and the Skeksis merged. Spoiler alert. Okay, right. They merge at the end of the movie, and it just kind of seemed like there was this like kind of maybe the fall of man. Like we kind of have this like good and evil in us, and it kind of seemed like that. But
almost
again,
like a yin yang.
Yeah,
Okay.
Exactly. And it just kind of depends on if you let it devour you.
Right.
And I don't know if I'm looking too deep into those themes, but did you notice any like folklore or myths that maybe we might be familiar about that you noticed?
I'll be honest, I I'm not familiar with anything that
Mm.
like I didn't pick up on any like deeper story or some lesson that I was trying to like teach or anything that I was trying to hit on. Um, like in the movie, I guess what hit me weird when I'll kind of hit this quick, but when they merged and they turned into the little ghost tree people.
Yeah.
Cool design, by the way.
Yeah.
Um,
Like they're like ethereal, but still like you could be the bad guy, like kind of
right.
look. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, when they merged, I guess like I had the thought of like, okay, the Mystics knew that they were part of the same and had to
Yes.
merge.
Yes.
Did the Skeksis know that? And then if they
Mm.
did, what was their goal?
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't they want to merge if this is their true self?
Right.
Like, I guess like that kind of relationship is like, I was stuck more on like, okay, what are the Skeksis doing other than just waiting for each other to die to like live forever?
That's a good point. I didn't even think about that. Yeah. Because the Mystics have this big journey,
Mm-hmm.
and then what they're able to get the crab people to do their
just by
their
doing
bidding,
like some Mongolian like throat singing or
some
whatever,
chant or something. Yeah.
I was just like, okay, so if they're all part of the same people, like what's the end goal here for the Skeksis? What are they trying to do?
Yeah.
Um
But maybe that's, the issue with looking too deep into mythology and folklore, is trying to find like, well, why is this? Why is it? No, it's just a story. And you can pull whatever you want out of that story.
But I feel like that's human nature. Is like you look for like patterns, you look for like things that are deeper when something doesn't make sense. And so
Sure.
when we're looking at like a movie that doesn't have explicit rules about like here's how things are. I mean, we're talking about it how there's not explicit rules for how things work in this world. So it kind of puts us on edge naturally.
Yeah. Like we want answers.
Right.
We're gonna fill in the gaps.
So
yeah.
Then it becomes like, okay, is it like a parable?
Sure.
So we're looking for something that makes sense and something that doesn't.
Yeah.
So I think it's natural that like we're looking for something deeper and something that maybe wasn't. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, again, it just seems so weird to market this movie towards a family movie. Because I also wanted to mention this, where again, I might be getting the names wrong. Agora talks about it's the beginning or the end, and she kind of has this mysterious like Ouroboros, infinite loop kind of concept.
Everything is connected.
And
everything's cyclical.
Yeah, and they mention that at the end of the movie too. And I mean, that concept, no kid's
going to understand.
is going to grasp or talk about.
No.
And it kind of makes me kind of want this movie redone even darker, maybe made for a young adult. Like it would be even wilder. It would almost be like a horror movie if they went even darker. But I'd be into it too. Yeah.
Fantasy horror, like that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
I'm curious because like I know there's a TV show that came out. If that maybe hits on any of that or like goes further down that or what? Because I haven't seen it. You haven't seen the TV show?
No, I think it's a prequel.
It's a prequel?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm kind of curious, but it's I mean, it just seems like you don't need it after watching this movie because it can be anything.
Yeah.
And it's kind of this like, because the story concludes, but it doesn't end.
Yeah.
Because they what are those mythical creatures who morphed into
the mythics and the
Skeksis.
Skeksis merged into I do not know.
Regardless, they tell the protagonist, you now get to like build the world, or like
Urskeks?
The Urskeks. No, there you go. Maybe they're combined.
We're just getting more confusing with the names. We got the Skeksis and the Urskeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's so confusing.
Yeah, right.
Um, yeah, I'm not against when they do like spin-offs and
Yeah,
things like that, as long as it's bringing its own and isn't
yeah.
riding on the coattails of like things that were made before it, like this. Or
Oh, hey, you remember, guys?
right,
Hey, you remember
nudge,
that?
nudge, nudge.
You remember that
Yeah.
one? Yeah,
And also, uh, bring new concepts to it.
yeah.
Bring new things, and also like isn't trying to like, oh hey, there were plot holes here, there were like issues here, we're gonna answer all this.
Mm.
Like I hate when spin-offs, movies, TV shows that are like built around others do those things. So I'm kind of
Yeah.
curious if that falls into any of those.
But there can't be any plot holes in a movie where the universe doesn't make any sense.
No.
You know, and that's I think kind of makes the movie kind of bulletproof in that, like, sure, you could say I don't like the movie or I critique this effect or whatever, but like the universe makes no sense and you have to go with it
And just deal with it.
And you can't critique it.
No.
You can't go, oh, he's got
No, because you're applying your own
50
rules
rounds in this handgun, you know, like you're trying to apply reality logic
to
the movie, and you cannot do this with this movie, which I think might be a turnoff for some people. Like, would you recommend this movie? Who would you recommend this movie to?
That's a good question. Would I recommend this movie? Yes. Who would I recommend it to?
I would say if you've drunk mead in the last year, this is your movie, your kind of movie.
Yeah. Yes. I was gonna say like certain high schoolers to like college students, I could see like just really getting off on this. Definitely not for everyone.
No,
definitely not for everyone. But you know, kids that like you said, Ren Fair. You know, people that go to Ren Fair.
Yes.
Probably theater kids.
Definitely theater kids. Yeah.
Any kid that likes sci-fi, fantasy, the kid that's reading, you know, Star Trek or Star Wars books in the back of the bus. That kid.
Yeah. It's definitely high fantasy.
Yeah.
And I think to the point where I think it's even a harder recommendation than like a Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, because I feel like Lord of the Rings, like there's stuff there that makes sense. It's easier to approach, and it's a very linear thing. They have to get from point A to point B and drop the thing in a mountain.
Yeah.
And that's about it. And what happens is just conflict on the way, but like that's it. Here it felt very abstract.
Yeah.
And a lot of the things that they were doing.
Well, and like you have like there's some like safety in some high fantasy content, because you're like, everyone knows what an elf is.
Right.
Everyone knows what a dwarf is. You kind of have these like
pre-existing notions
themes.
of like
There's all these themes already kind of floating around, and the Dark Crystal plays with that a little bit, but it just puts you in uncharted water.
Mm-hmm. Who would you recommend this to?
Yeah, I mean, you know, definitely the Ren Fair folk, Dungeons and Dragons. You know, I might go out on a limb. I might say if you're a Stranger Things fan, I could maybe see some Stranger Things fans liking this movie.
I could too.
I'm gonna say maybe 70% of them might get a kick out of the movie just because of the weird creatures and kind of this you know, kind of dark underbelly to this kind of fantasy universe. But it doesn't have the ragtag. You know,
like
if you like
Goonies group, or
if you like the
like
ragtag part of Stranger Things, then this isn't your movie.
No, this is just straight fantasy, and it's just guy on adventure to drop a piece of a crystal in the crystal.
Yeah.
I could see that. I didn't think about Stranger Things. I haven't thought a lot about Stranger Things.
Are you a fan of Stranger Things?
No. I enjoyed the first season's all right. The second, third, I get kind of muddled up a little bit.
Yeah.
The fourth one was a little bit better, but I actually didn't enjoy it as much as one.
Well, and the thing, I mean, my critique with Stranger Things, it's too close to reality to where you like pick the plot holes.
Okay.
You know, it's been a while since I've seen the most recent season,
Yeah.
but you're kind of like, well, why did this happen? And why did and it kind of took you out of the unknown, the chaos of like the first season. Like what is this? We don't know how this like operates, and it made it so horrific.
I think that's what I liked about the first season was there was just so much that just we're setting the rules. This is our playing ground, but we're doing it in a environment that you think you know, but it's not going to work that way. And so it just kind of kept you on edge. It was a little bit more scary. Not like actually scary, but just like
Sure.
there's a
anxious.
Yeah. There's a edge to it. And then like when they do try to get scary now, they're also layering it with like science and like the sci-fi elements and answering the questions and what these things are. And it's like we're answering too much.
Yeah.
But it also just feels a lot of it feels very safe to me, which is like maybe my biggest complaint. The newest season, the first season are maybe the exceptions, but like so much of it just feels just very, they kind of kept their cards close. They didn't like make any like big risky moves or anything like that. It just kind of like they built up an audience and they were so terrified of losing it. They didn't take any chances. And that's kind of how it felt to me.
Sure.
Which was frustrating.
Well, and it seems like Stranger Things now is more about the ragtag group of friends than it is about the universe. Where it felt the other way around in the earlier seasons.
Yeah.
Where now you want to see the friend group. You don't care what the friend group's doing.
No.
As long as it's fun and funny,
and
or they're
quippy, or
or they're
something.
Getting over some challenges or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe now talking more about Stranger Things, I don't know if I might take that recommendation back. But maybe just being someone who's a fan of realistic looking effects, I couldn't help but just overlay Star Wars over this movie, and I think it's because of Frank Oz association with this, but
similar time period too. This came out in 82. You've got Empire 2 years beforehand and Returns next year. Yeah, and
you kind of had the precursor to the Ewok. You had little Fizzgig or something.
Yeah, the little dog.
Yeah, that was kind of funny,
Yeah, until he opened up his mouth and you saw like three rows of teeth or something crazy like that.
Yeah, he's like he had like a mouth of a cone head.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that I could see the overlay there. I could see that. Did you ever see Cruel?
I never saw Cruel. No.
Okay.
No.
Early Liam Neeson. He was like a child.
Okay.
He was still Liam Neeson. Yeah.
I will find you.
Yeah. You should check it out. Like,
okay.
If you're like into like this, it's not good.
Okay.
It's not bad. It's totally fine. It was just definitely overshadowed by Star Wars, but it's like same kind of like time period and just vibe.
Yeah. And I mean, like looking back, I wasn't born in the 80s. I didn't live through the 80s, but just like, watching some of these movies, like, Never Ending Story, it's like, where did this come from?
Right.
Like it just seems like bizarre. Like what led up to that in the 60s and 70s to get Never Ending Story, Dark Crystal,
right?
Kind of vibe.
Hell, like Gremlins.
Yeah,
something
right.
I brought up. Like, where does that come from?
Yeah.
Yeah. I did touch on it with the Stranger Things, but so many movies now just feel very like safe. They don't want to put the audience in a situation where the audience feels uncomfortable, which is not always great.
Yeah.
But also they're just not wanting to take those risks because studios want,
they want a return.
They want a return.
Yeah.
And you don't get a guaranteed return if it's something that's, outside of what you're doing.
Yeah, they want safe. And I mean, that's, I think also what I liked about the movie is, again, mentioning they didn't put any humanoids in the movie. And I think you'd mentioned prior to us watching this, that was like the first was it the first movie that they
This
had
was the first
marketed that it was not non-animation
with no humans.
with no humans in it. Yeah. Which is really weird to kind of think about because I can't think of another movie. I'm sure it's maybe out there, but I can't think of another movie where it's a live action movie and there's no humanoid in
I
it.
keep going back to like the Muppets and stuff like that, but there's always like a human
Yes. Yeah.
character in it. Fraggle Rock, there was a TV show though. I can't really think
But
of
like
anything.
but like a movie of like I want to go see this, not like a
No,
30-minute TV show
Right, no, exactly.
or
Yeah, it's like-
something. Yeah.
I don't think there has been anything
Yeah.
like that. Yeah. On a scale of 1 to 10.
Oh my. You know, this is a tough one. You know, I want to give it a 6 out of 10.
Okay.
I don't think it was like too groundbreaking of a story,
Mm-hmm.
but like it was visually so satisfying in terms of some of those wide open shots.
Okay.
You know, it's like it was like eye candy. A lot of it was eye candy. Like you could just look at the stills and go, "Oh, that's a Magic the Gathering card," or that's a
Some of the paintings look so
Yeah.
good. They were so good.
yeah. And I guess maybe going back, I think maybe that's who I would recommend it to as artists. If you're
Yeah.
any kind of visual artist or maybe costume design,
Mm-hmm.
you should definitely watch the movie.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're gonna circle back to that quiz question.
Yeah, I'm ready for you. Okay.
Any guesses?
No, I'm total
Lewis Carroll.
blank. Well, yes, I would not have guessed that.
But now knowing Lewis Carroll was at least some of his stuff was an inspiration for like this.
Mm,
For me, that makes a little bit more sense.
yeah.
Being like Alice in Wonderland is also just wild nonsense.
That's
that
a
doesn't
good
make
point. That's a good point. Yeah.
So it's not like it is a fantasy, but it's not like what you think of with fantasy with like elves or anything like that. It's,
Sure.
rabbits and
yeah.
playing cards and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's you can kind of see some parallels where like they're just making up their rules
Yeah.
and they're not telling you all of them, which is fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, no,
That's a good comparison. Yeah. And I mean, what would you give the movie out of 10?
so historically the backseat critics don't give 7s.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I passed the test then.
You did.
Yeah.
7's a cop out.
You're right.
7's a cop out. It's just yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it an 8.
Okay. Yeah.
Just for me, not objectively.
Mm.
Objectively, I'm gonna rate it lower. But for me, just the visuals, like a lot of the effects and stuff like that, like we don't see a lot of that type of stuff anymore.
Yeah.
And so it was just eye candy through and through, which is maybe a good or bad reason to watch a movie, but it's just it's kind of nostalgic in the way that's telling its story. It feels like a bedtime story that you would
Yeah.
hear as a kid, which is like kind of weird. And then it's just fantastical. From like the set designs to the map paintings that you brought up to a lot of like the as wild and gross as like some of the characters were, and like the Stilts characters, like that's awesome though. Like
Yeah.
it's gross, it's disgusting, it's disturbing. I am going to have nightmares about those things. But it's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool that they did that.
Yeah.
Because seeing those made me uncomfortable. And that's awesome. Because you're making me feel something. You're putting me in a situation where I'm having to react to like this weird environment. And like that's I don't know. I think that's cool.
Yeah. The movie does evoke emotion out of you.
Yeah.
And I think it might be a little bit different for everyone, but I think I hope to see more movies go back to the Dark Crystal
yes.
and maybe do some puppetry in there.
I would
You know,
love to do that.
and not rely so much on the CG, and I think maybe that would be a hard sell for a lot of people today
Mhm.
is to watch a movie where they painstakingly made real effects in
Yeah.
most of the movie. And, I could see a kid going, what? This is supposed
This
to
looks
be,
hokey.
this is, there's supposed to be a shiny CG looking critter run across the screen.
Yeah.
Whereas I see, kind of
Something real.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so many movies now.
And like kind of creepy too. Like the protagonist is kind of weird.
Kind of weird.
Yeah. Like it's kind of off-putting that it doesn't, the facial features don't move right.
Yeah. They don't ever blink.
Yeah.
But like they're human enough. So like it feels like they should blink, but they just don't.
Yeah. And I think that kind of subconsciously makes people uncomfortable with the movie.
I like that.
Yeah, because it's you maybe already mentioned fever dream-esque, like what is this universe? Yeah.
So no, I love that. Are there before we wrap it up, like are there other movies that you would recommend that are in the same kind of vein, whether visually, storytelling wise?
That's so tough. This one is like I think kind of on an island for me. I have no like references on this one. Kind of mentioning like what was the lead up in the 60s and 70s to this
right.
movie, like in terms of those influences, and at least in film. Yeah, I mean, I would definitely watch it again. I'll definitely watch the prequel just to kind of see what this is about.
I'm gonna recommend just a couple here.
Yeah.
For more the kids side, a worse movie, but if you're like, I like this, but I also like Ninja Turtles. Warriors of Virtue.
Okay.
Horrible fantasy movie. Same kind of fever dream vibe. Hit and miss on the set designs and costume set designs. But it's just it's a kung fu movie, but with kangaroos. Very different vein, but it's like it's same feeling.
Yeah.
And then also like if for I guess more the serious answer, more recent movie, Green Knight. Have you seen that?
That's a good pick. I like that.
Not for kids.
Sure.
Definitely like
sure.
Like if you grew up with this movie or you saw this movie in like 90s, early 2000s, something like that, you're probably of the age to like check out Green Knight. Because that's also like, we're not playing by rules that make sense. Everything is just kind of disjointed and kind of abstract in a weird way.
Yeah, I think that's a great example, and I think also like I remember watching The Green Knight, and some people, I could just hear them groan. they did not like that material.
I loved it.
And yeah. I mean, it's for a different kind of person.
Yeah,
and I think that's what The Dark Crystal's about. It's for a different kind of person who maybe has a little bit more imagination,
right?
And
are okay being like uncomfortable or like dealing with things that are just don't
outside
make sense.
of reality.
Yeah,
totally outside of absurd.
Yeah,
Dark Crystal was absurd.
It was.
Yeah.
So
and I loved it.
So for more current recommendation, that would be mine.
Yeah,
less fun, cute little characters. Same kind of mythical fantasy type. So
yeah, definitely.
With that, do you have anything to add?
No, I like this one. This was a unique one. Thanks for having me on again.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Great. We'll definitely have you on again because we got Spy Kids 2 coming up.
Hey, I'll be ready for that one.
All right. See ya.